Hello, once again. The Brad Show. Still not, oh, still not detecting audio. Whatever, but whatever. Anyway, technical difficulties. Anyway, making another video, just keeping the habit. It was hard actually to make myself do this because I want to play Sunless Sea because I got the new Submariner thing and it's really cool. But I'm doing it anyway. But it'll only be 5 minutes, so I won't waste too much of your time, even though I'm going to be hacking like this on Dave's computer because Dave does only patience to listen to me when I'm really speed it up. So that'll sound pretty weird when Dave actually speeds that up. Enjoy, Dave. Maybe I should make some ear-splitting gut slaps, too, just to shock the neighbors. Anyway, things are kind of shitty lately for various reasons, but I'm not going to get into that because that's just, whatever. Sure hope this fucking winter ends soon. It's 7 months of winter, I think, actually. Was it November, December, or sorry, no, 5 months of winter. November, December, January, February, March. So 5 months of basically winter. Snow, extreme cold, blowing snow. Yeah. Anyway, so interesting points. Thinking about game design again, game making anyway. And really, kind of the barrier, frankly, is not as usual. I can design games, I can build them in my head, and work on various features and things, and that's all well and good. But I was thinking of trying the Unity platform, even though a lot of people have been like, it's not very good, and you can't make a real game with it, blah blah blah, this and that, or you can't make a good game with it, whatever. I don't know. What annoys me is effectively it's not so much game design as it's basically a programming tool. So if I want to use it in any significant fashion, I have to learn a variant of C called C sharp. So it's basically just an enormous pile of work, and I'm not really into programming. Weirdly, I'm into logic structures, but programming is like it's mostly learning the incredibly nonsensical intricacies of whatever language you're using and things like variable passing and whatever. But the problem is I want to do, for games, I have incredibly ambitious ideas, not necessarily in size, because people make big games all the time and they're basically useless. You know what I mean? Like a huge game that's just filled with empty space is boring. And, people make those all the time. It's like, oh, look at all this. You can roam around and do not very much, right? But to get to the interesting parts of a game, as far as building it anyway, it's all the logic structures, right? It's the interaction. So I mean, I've at least got a starter idea. Like I've got my really ambitious ideas, but to break it down to the most simple thing, I mean, what it's all about really are creatures, living pseudo living things in a computer sense. And of course, I'm wondering how well, like, what can you do in Unity? Like, how much can you endow your creatures to sense things? Like, how? And of course, there's probably ways you can do it in very obtuse programming sort of thing. So I'm gonna have to learn the programming and then learn how to go. Okay, well, this bunch of abstract nonsense means that it can, sense walls or whatever. But I'm thinking that 1 minute to go. I'm thinking something to start with is just that. Like, I got to learn it obviously. But then instead of thinking about game and flavor text, and games are all the same. I've made a million of them. They're always the same. They have the same set of you got a set of objects, you get a set of attributes, you got a goal. It's always the same thing. There's just a million variations. So I'm thinking a really basic one is I just want to have almost like I was thinking to call it a swarm or something where you just appear in the middle of a big room, sort of the basic dungeon thing. You appear in the middle of a big room, other things appear like monsters, and it's almost like the game of life, but more dungeon D&D. Basically, the creatures will interact with each other, either hostilely or not, and that'd be a great way to learn the programming because you're basically forcing them to interact and seeing what kind of things come up in your data. All right, and that was 5 minutes. That didn't take long. All right, bonus 30 seconds. So I don't. I'll try to do this, as often as possible. I mean, I'm just exhausted lately because, I have a basically manual labor job to some degree, and it's winter, so every day is dealing with shit and spraying things and mopping things and moving things. So I sleep pretty well now, but I'm just tired. But I'll try to do this maybe. Try to do it once every evening for like 5 minutes. We'll see if I can keep it up. Anyway, all right, so that's done, and now I can play the one good thing in my life right now, which is games. All right, later.